What is up, everyone? I am Chris Knight, and you are watching Chaos Central and also the Real Review 3000. But we are here today for the Rule of Three, and as usual, I have Nzo and Danny with me. We're going to give them a second to tell you guys about themselves. So, Nzo, we'll start with you. Go right ahead.
First, I want to say you fucked the intro up. You know that, right?
How did I fuck the intro up?
Huh? Because you put the countdown, and then our faces showed up.
Well, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing it does in this. I'm probably gonna have to stop that, or what I'm gonna do, I'll have to clip it and then mesh them together
to the countdown.
It does it automatically. That's just what they have.
Oh,
when did that? Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
I just noticed it like 2 days ago.
It's been there for about a week now.
Really?
Yeah. I've had it for about a week because I used it on
the last one we had. That's where I saw that. I was like, where did you get that from?
Yeah, and that's that. I didn't put it there, so it was just there, man. No, I mean, yeah, no, it was just there. And hey, Danny, did you happen to watch that splashdown of SpaceX? I mean, okay. I mean, I hadn't seen it. You know, the last time we had a space capsule splashdown in the world, as far as I know, was like 1971. And so I wasn't alive. And I don't think either of you guys were alive, were you?
Nope.
71, I was 1.
Okay, so you were alive, but you don't remember it. Yeah, so I just thought it was really interesting. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, that I screwed up the intro and everything else, blame it on me. It's all right.
I had to, bro.
I know. I noticed that too. I'm like, damn it.
You know, when I like people, I like to mess with them.
And it's perfectly fine. I enjoy the jabs. I love it. All right, Nzo, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself, where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
That's right, guys. You know, my channel is Biggaford Entertainment. I'm actually at 113 subs now, so congrats. Awesome. Thank you for that. Hopefully I can get a lot more. Find me here, Rule of Three, tomorrow on Danny's channel, Chaotic Conversation, and then on my channel on Tuesday, which is the Chaotic List. We also have Square One, which we did yesterday, and if you guys like sports, please check out that show. It was hilarious. Later on, we're going to be doing Equilibrium with Terrence and John, and Storm's Live is tonight, so any of you guys are there, check us out. You know what I mean? Sub to the channels. You know, hope you guys enjoy the content, because we try to put out something good for you guys to, you know, enjoy and just sit back and chill and watch when you have nothing to do. So
awesome. Sorry. Danny, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Pretty much what Nzo said. I'm going to piggyback on that. I ain't going through all that again. But we're here every Sunday at this time, Rule of Three. Trying to stimulate very good conversation, good questions. Please catch us in a couple hours on Equilibrium. That's going to be a hoot. 3 hours of shenanigans going on. If you're not busy, please tune in.
And if you want to see the two old men just sit back while the two young bucks go at it, just watch.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, you guys, I love some of you guys' shows, and I love them all, but I mean, they're just good, fun, back and forth. And when you add John into that, always arguing with you guys about how things aren't as good as you guys like them or whatnot.
Yeah,
he does it to everybody, though. I think I remember being like that at one time, where, you know, I thought I was always right. I mean, now I've realized, the older I've gotten, that I am always right. So
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
See, I'm magic. That's just how it works. All right, guys. Let's say hi to the chat. We got Austinator. We got Trap here. And I think we got a few other people that aren't talking yet, but that's okay. Hey, guys, how you doing? Thank you for showing up today. We're going to get right to this. Let's go over, share the screen, and we have our wheel of topics today. I have sent you guys the topics, I think, with plenty of time to get acquainted with them. About 30 minutes. It's been the first time today. Let's see what our topic for the first topic is.
Ooh, it's rumored.
It's rumored that Black Panther 2 may dive into issues of the previous Black Panthers before him. Is this something you'd care to see? We're going to take that off and make sure we pop this into the chat. All right. So 3 minutes is on the board. Anzo, we'll start with you. It is rumored that Black Panther 2 may dive into the issues of the previous Black Panthers before him. Is this something you'd care to see? 3 minutes on the board. Your time starts now.
Boom. Well, first off, I just want to say that Black Panther was a great movie. It is definitely higher than the top 15. Like you gotta put that in at least if you want to be, you know what I mean, top 10. I put it in top 5, but I think maybe 6, my 6th one. But it's still up there, right?
Okay.
So do I want to see them go into that? Absolutely, because the Black Panther before him was obviously his father, right? And we've seen what happened where his father killed his friend or his brother, I can't remember, whatever, where he killed him and then, you know, tried to hide the fact that he was doing stuff in the States. And I would like to see that dynamic. I would like to see what transpired. I don't want to see it for the whole movie, but if you want to do little flashbacks and stuff like that, I don't mind. And then we can see how T'Challa has grown and the fact that he's willing to share the resources with the whole world and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure who the enemy will be in that one. They're talking about Namir. Who else did I hear? Anyways, enemy. It doesn't really matter. Like the one thing that Black Panther did was it showed us in a different light. You know what I mean? It showed Africa, Wakanda, like powerful Black people. It was a great movie. So I want to dig deeper into that. I want to know actually the history of Wakanda as well, because we don't really know the history, at least in the Marvel universe, right? So let's get into the history of Wakanda, you know, see how his father was a king and is going to be different, how T'Challa is going to be different than his father as a king, right? See the differences, see how T'Challa grew. I mean, I'm all for it, to be honest with you. Black Panther, I don't know, it's one of the top Marvel movies. I hope they don't mess it up, because one thing about Marvel is, except for maybe Captain America, the sequels haven't always been that good. You know what I mean? So we'll go with Iron Man 2 wasn't that good. Thor the Dark World wasn't that good, even though I liked it. And the list goes on. So keep the movies good. You know what I mean? Let's go into the history of Black Panther. You know, maybe we can learn about the herb that they take more and stuff like that, how it affects them. And I'm definitely down for that. So 100%, I do want to see more of Black Panthers and the issues of Wakanda, you know, because there's different factions in Wakanda, right? So we want to know why, like, M'Baku wasn't really with them, you know? So we want to see all of that. So I'm definitely down for that.
All right. Danny, let's get you 3 minutes on the board. Okay, 3 minutes is on the board, and your time starts now.
If I remember, the question was the upcoming Black Panther is going to dive into the Black Panthers before him. That's pretty much the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see that in all of the comic book characters. You want to see a backstory, at least I do, so that way I know exactly what happened, how they got their powers, what was the scenario, what was the situation, so that way you have a better understanding of the character. His daddy seemed like he was very complex. I remember there was a part of in the movie, I think he said pretty much it's hard for a good man to be king. So I know there was some decisions. I don't think the dad necessarily wanted to kill his brother. It may have been more of a knee-jerk reaction, or something that he didn't really want to do, but it was like reactionary, being that he has those powers and that responsibility, and he felt like the vibranium could not be shared with the world and stuff. So I definitely would like to see that. Maybe the Black Panther before him, maybe a little 20, 30-minute montage in the movie just explaining how you get it, the first one, what he did and how it transpired and how it grew into what it is now. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I agree with you. M'Baku, whatever his thing was, I want to see why that particular faction didn't stay with the other ones, what drove them apart. I'm sure they got some technological advances, maybe not as much as the other one, but I'm sure they got more stuff than what we would have, not having that access to vibranium. So I would like to see a little bit more into their culture. Anything Black Panther, I want to see. Like one of my hosts on the show, the upcoming show. I don't know where he get that Black Panthers in top 20 in 20. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's smoking, but I will never. He got to be in the top 10. I maybe not top 5. Definitely in the top 10. So let's think that if given the time and even the director Kevin Feige that they can make something that we all enjoy and want to see. I don't know who, or everybody's saying that Namor may be a villain or a hero or whatever you want to label. I wouldn't be seeing that.
Hey, Danny, you're kind of breaking up here. I don't know, Onzo.
Yeah, I was noticing it too.
Yeah. It's just becoming a little robotic and stuff. Yeah, robo voice.
And just to go off of Danny, I had to put that little jab in there for John. I had to put that jab in there.
All right, Danny, you there?
Can't hear better.
Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Now it's me. Hold on.
Technical difficulties, people.
You gotta love them. All right. So, Danny, go ahead and finish what you're saying about. I think I heard you say something about Namor or something like that.
Yeah, I'm hearing that Namor may be in there as an anti-hero or the villain. I'm not sure. I definitely wouldn't mind seeing that. So, just whatever Ryan Coogler and Kevin Feige can put their heads together, I think it'll be a good product all the way around.
All right. All right. So my take on this is, and I think this is where the problems come into play with Black Panther. And I don't mean that I think there's problems. I think for people who have an issue or don't really particularly care for the movie, the issue is that when Black Panther first shows up in the MCU, there's actually quite a bit of story being told there. And they only barely touch on it in this movie. And it's a thing of you have to understand that this is more almost of a sequel than it is a standalone movie, the first standalone movie, because Black Panther had a pretty pivotal part in, what was it? Was that the Winter Soldier?
Civil War.
Civil War. Okay. Well, I thought the first one was Winter Soldier, but that's right. That's right. Because they were trying to frame Biggaford. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. So he has a pretty damn pivotal role in that. And that movie kind of serves as a lot of these information that a lot of people might have expected to get from a standalone movie. So when we go to this, it's almost like a sequel. We already know who this character is. We know a little bit about this character, but we get to now dive into this character's world, and it's strictly about this character. And that can be kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a weird way of doing it. They've done it with a couple other characters. Black Widow is going to be one too, because anything we see, we'll have to take into account everything we know. And it's really hard to watch a movie where they don't kind of go over that with you. And so it kind of feels disconnected at times. So I think people had an issue with that. But I would be okay to see where they talk about the past, where this line of kings come from. We get a kind of a glimpse of that in the first one. We see how they, can challenge whoever the rightful heir to that throne is, based off of the fact that it does get passed down from father to son. But if any tribe wishes to challenge it, so I think maybe seeing past kings, past conflicts within the kingdom being shown will help us understand these people better. And that's always something that I'm always interested in, like that backstory. So almost a prequel to what we saw. with perhaps more of the past being shown than the future, that might be an interesting thing to see. So, all right, 3 minutes.
How do I sound now?
Yeah, what now? You sound fine. Good.
Okay, I got two things. I think one might be a plot hole.
I
think I read somewhere that only the royal family could ingest the heart-shaped herb. So if that's true, then how can someone challenge for it if they're not in the royal family?
But I think the thing is that all the tribes, all what 6 is it? Fully
it's 5.
6.
It's 5.
Well, is it just 5? Because I thought the one that's off by themselves was 6.
It's 4 primary, and then the 5th one is that.
The way I understand is they all have royal blood in them. They have all had people in their past who have been royals. Therefore, they do. The thing is once you challenge, if you lose, that tribe then becomes the next one, and then it keeps getting passed down until the next tribe says, no, we're challenging. And that's kind of the way it sounded in the movie. I don't know for sure, but
I may have misunderstood that. Second thing I got, which I think is the elephant in the room as it relates to Black Panther, and this may be very controversial. Some people just don't like it because it's black.
Yeah.
Just because they got Black Panther, black cast, they prejudiced, racist, whatever you want to call them, and they ain't gonna like it just because of that.
You know what? I will 100% absolutely agree with you, because it's not the best Marvel movie, but you can't tell me it's not better than a lot of the you can't tell me it's not better than Iron Man 3. You know what I mean? You can't tell me it's not better than Captain Marvel.
I understand that there are people out there that may not like it for more than just that. And I will say, as being the only person of Caucasian descent, that
we're not putting you in that category.
Well,
for real.
Okay,
but there are some people who, when I hear them talk, I'd be like, the only reason you don't like this movie is because it's black. It's a predominantly black cast.
What I was going to say though is I think that maybe some people try to dissect it too much and they don't understand that. I mean, again, it's a movie, so it's not like completely accurate, but this is black culture. This is African American culture. This is stuff that is your guys's history in a sense. It is a movie. It is a comic book movie, so there is very big embellishments, but this isn't too far from your guys's history, not mine. And so I have to take some things just at face value and go with it. If I don't go with it, if I start trying to dissect what I'm watching and go into that, this was just a movie made to placate black culture or African American culture, then I'm dissecting it way too far.
I can tell you personally, I was very proud of this movie. It was a conversation piece for other black, because I have never seen a black superhero on the global scale like he was. Sure, there was Blade, but Blade wasn't global. But when you see this and the money that Marvel put behind it, on top of the fact that it made $1 billion, and like every person, when it first came out, every black person I saw, one of the first questions was, "You seen Black Panther yet?" I've never done that with any other movie.
No, you're right.
So to me, it was fantastic to see people that look like me. And then there's some people say, "Well, I don't have to have somebody that look like." I don't have to have somebody like me either on the big screen. But it's damn so good to see and good to know, and was good to see that.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to be ashamed or not going to say I wasn't proud or I wasn't high-fiving. So if you don't like that, then fuck you.
And I'll be honest with you, I was just watching the documentary Marvel Assembles last night. I couldn't sleep, so I put it on, right? And they talked about that Black Panther that Ryan Coogler was there with all the directors. Favreau was there. They were all there, right? And they said they sat there, they all went and seen Black Panther. And they said when they got out of that movie, they were like, wow, you really did something. So even they, as directors, knew what he had done with that movie.
Yeah. The only thing I wish they would have given him more money, because as the movie went on, the special effects kind of waned.
Yeah. But they also did say that they didn't know what to expect. It was like Black Panther was like a risk kind of movie. You know what I mean? They said that. They were like, yeah, we weren't sure what to expect. And then boom, look, it made $1 billion. So there's no reason why Black Panther 2 can't make $1 billion as well. Give us a good movie and keep the same kind of like narrative that they did in the first one. You'll have another $1 billion. You'll have Black people flocking to that again.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you guys. I mean, it was a motion picture event that, looking back on it, you're going to say this is an important step, and there's nothing wrong with that because Black Panther was a needed character in this. You've already shown him, and they needed to give it to him. So I'm not sure where people's problems are with that. I hadn't watched it for a long time. It's like one of the ones I hadn't watched, which wasn't because I didn't want to. It's just I just hadn't had time, and I went and watched it, and I liked the movie a lot. I thought it was a great movie. I mean, it's on the level of other great Marvel movies, and I don't know where the disconnect was with certain people. So, all right, let's spin and see what we got next. Ah, yes, another Marvel question. Do you think the Eternals, Thor, Love and Thunder, and Shang-Chi will be Marvel's 3 failures based on current negative feelings about the movies? Take this out and put this in the chat.
Who's getting text, man, while we're doing a show? Who's doing that?
Not me, but
that's you, eh?
Yeah, I can't stop that.
Yeah, Danny's got the job, man. That's just how it is.
I'm joking, Danny.
I know. Okay, so 3 minutes on the board. Danny's texting. So Nzo, you're up again. Unless
I'm good. I'm not
okay. All right.
What was the?
All right. So, do you think the Eternals, Thor: Love and Thunder, and Shang-Chi will be Marvel's 3 failures based on current negative feelings about the movies? And let me kind of put this in preface of saying, when I say failures, I mean in terms of Marvel. So if it's like 500 million or less, I would say that's a Marvel failure. So do you think that with these 3 movies, do you think they'll be the 3 failures? 3 minutes on the board. Your time starts now, Danny.
Eternals, I don't know, because I was very unfamiliar with Guardians of the Galaxy, and that turned out to be a big hit. It's not one of my favorites, it's not my cup of tea, but it's beloved by a lot of Marvel fans. So I think they got the star power in there. If I'm not mistaken, the guy from Game of Thrones, Angelina Jolie. So they got recognizable stars in there. And I think if the storyline is good and compelling, it'll probably be loved by many Marvel fans as well. And we already said, just for the fact that you're in Marvel and they have that Marvel logo on the beginning of the movie, you're going to automatically get $500 million just for that. So the movie's going to make money. I think now Marvel may make even more money than movies because people, if there was a such thing as superhero fatigue, then this has given us a chance to take a break from it, kind of catch our breaths, and want to dive back into the water. So I think the superhero movies now, I think this COVID might have, the crisis might have re-energized people wanting to see that kind of stuff even more now because they hadn't seen it in a while. So for that, I definitely think that it is going to be a hit. As far as Thor: Love and Thunder, I've heard mixed reviews on that. Some people like the Jane Foster becoming Thor, some don't. I'm just going to have to wait and see on that. It's not nothing that I'm just chomping at the bit to see. I'm a Natalie Portman fan, but at the same time, I don't know how. Looking at her, she has a small frame, small stature. I don't know how she's going to beef up, so to speak, when she transforms into Thor. Because Thor is built, powerful, muscular. I don't know how she'll look in a Thor costume. I don't know. She's gonna have to me, in my opinion, for it to be believable, she's gonna have to beef up. She can't stay her frame and be throwing people around and all that kind of crazy stuff and me believe it. Kind of like how I didn't believe how Michael Keaton could lift up the Joker over his head in Batman, but he did. I don't believe that shit. That's not unbelievable. Shang-Chi, I think Shang-Chi is going to be good just because if it's going to the Chinese market, they're going to support that. Everybody traditionally loves martial arts movies if they're cool. So if I think they get the martial arts along with special effects, along with superpowers, that's a recipe for a movie. So I definitely think that Shang-Chi and Eternals is going to be all right. Jury is still out whether or not Thor: Love and Thunder is going to be successful or not. But out of the three, that's the one I'm most worried about. Other two, I think, are going to be just fine.
Okay. All right. So, Nzo, 3 minutes on the board. Your time starts now.
All right. So I'm gonna start with Thor: Love and Thunder. I think it's gonna be a success. A lot of people loved Thor Ragnarok. Same director, Taika Waititi, if I said his name right, is coming back to do Thor: Love and Thunder. So I think that definitely will be a hit. Me personally, I'm not really interested in it. I didn't like Thor Ragnarok. I really didn't. I thought it was too jokey. So I'm kind of worried that they're going to do the same things on that. Danny said about Natalie Portman, she has to beef up. I kind of agree with you, but I mean, they said the same thing about Gal Gadot when she was Wonder Woman, right? And look how that turned out. So you just have to make it believable that she actually has these powers. I don't necessarily think she needs to beef up so much. Now, when it comes to Shang-Chi, ooh, that one I think is going to do really good in China. I think if they make a good story, a good Marvel movie with an Asian character as the lead, China is going to eat that up. And China alone can make sure that movie hits $1 billion. So that's the one I'm not worried about either.
Mm-hmm.
The one I'm actually worried about is the Eternals, because the Eternals is kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. When Guardians of the Galaxy came out, that was a big risk. Marvel did not know how it was going to do. A lot of people didn't even know who Guardians of the Galaxy were. So that was a risk for Marvel. I think Eternals is going to be the same thing because I really personally don't know much about them either. Now, the actors and actresses they have in there, A-class. But like I said, I watched that documentary and Marvel said that's what they're doing. They're going after big name actors. So that's one of the driving powers that can propel it. If it does do well, I think 600 million, 700 million or so. I don't think it hits $1 billion unless it's a very good story. But again, Marvel's track record, especially after Endgame, I think is going to propel a lot of these movies too. The fact that Endgame is the highest grossing movie, which means it reached a bigger population than any of the Marvel movies before, means new fans. So new fans might come into this and say, you know what? Let's see what Eternals is about. Let's see what Thor: Love and Thunder is about, So I think they're going to do well as long as you put, I always say it, you don't go with the agenda. If you want to put an agenda in it, you can do that. Just make sure the story is front and center. But if the story is front and center, then you can hide whatever agendas you want in the movies. So I'm not too worried about that because Marvel, other than like, let's say Captain Marvel, hasn't really been the agenda-driven type of thing, but they may get that way. But at this point, I think they'll be fine.
Okay. All right. It's 3 minutes on the board for myself. Agenda. Captain Marvel, I don't think had much of an agenda. They said it was going to be an agenda based. Even the director said, "Oh, this is going to be," and it really wasn't. I mean, yeah, there's some in there. I mean, I'll admit it. I'm not saying it isn't at all, but I think it kind of. Let's see a better way, a good way of putting it. It kind of cock blocked Fury, and who he really is. I think kind of made him look like everything was Captain Marvel's idea, or that Captain Marvel was the one that was dragging him around saying, "Do this, do that." No, that's not that's not Fury, and that's not Fury even at the beginning of the movie. So I didn't like that. But let's go to the Ancient One, played by a female, traditionally in the comic books, male character, but very androgynous. So, and they don't even make any mention about that it's a female in the movie. They don't try to play off anything. They just let it play out. Well, that's a way that you gender swap without a problem.
Absolutely.
You just do it. You let people just accept it naturally. You don't make reference to it like, oh, you look a little different than I would have thought you would have looked, or something that point blank changes your thought and goes like, oh yeah, it was a male and they did a female. When you leave it alone and let people do it, I'm okay with it. And I think that's what they did with Doctor Strange. I think with the Eternals, because of I want to say Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's not that Angelina Jolie. With her playing I think the head of the Eternals, and that was a man in the comic books. I think he can play it right. I think he can do it, and I think Marvel kind of knows how to, ride that fence
without throwing it in your face.
Yeah, they ride that fence pretty well, and when they fall off one direction, they're like, "Oh, wait, we're not going over there." Because like the female Avengers part in Endgame, that was pretty strong. But they didn't.
I wasn't bothered by that.
Me neither.
They didn't ride it too long. They made it very in your face, and then they backed away from it. Said, "There you go." See,
I actually liked it, to be honest.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm not
saying you did. I'm
just saying the way that they did that. They know how to broach those subjects. I think, and I don't think they go too political. And I think all three of these movies are going to be great. The only thing I think is going to hurt, and when I say great, I mean between 6 and 800 million.
Yeah,
where I'm going to put these movies. But I will say that the only one that can get hurt right now that I think is really going to hurt from any of this is going to be Shang-Chi, because if they fuck up the Mandarin again, this is their second chance, and
I don't think they're gonna F it up.
Okay, I mean I don't think they will either, but let's just put it this way.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
When they screwed up Deadpool, it took Deadpool the movie to say, look at what we did. We know we messed up. Here you go. This is what's real. So they've already messed up once. Now they have to do it. If they don't do it, if they don't give the people really what they want, and that's probably the difference between Marvel and like Star Wars. They already know. They've told people the Mandarin's going to be in this. It's called the 10 Rings or whatever. In the 10 Rings. That is all about the Mandarin. That is what the Mandarin's about. And that's probably meaning that the Mandarin may very well be the next major bad guy. So you have to, right from the get-go, you have to give the Mandarin the full proper treatment. That's the only one I think I'm worried about. But what do you guys think?
You're absolutely right. They have to get the Mandarin right. Because that was the biggest issue in Iron Man 3, right?
Yes.
Like you got what's his name? Ben Kingsley. You got this great actor, you know what I mean? And everybody's like, oh my God, they're showing the Mandarin. Yes, that was the hype. And then you watch the movie and you're like, what the fuck?
But I wouldn't have been happy if Mandarin was just a terrorist. I want to see the Mandarin like on the cartoon with the magic rings and that kind of stuff. I don't know how they can. I don't think that would have fit into Iron Man. He had to be a more realistic base. I think, however, magical Mandarin can fit more into the Shang-Chi because of the Chinese lore and culture. So if they do him right that way, I think it'll be all right.
Well, I was going to say, with Iron Man 3, was Guardians of the Galaxy out yet? Because I don't remember them actually getting into like the magic stuff like that until Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Guardians never got into magic. There's more space and the magic stuff comes into the Doctor Strange stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Kind of, sort of Thor, but it's more of that super science crap.
Yeah, and the Doctor Strange stuff. Yeah, you're right.
But I don't want to get too political, but I gotta say this: if our current leader, if he gets involved, he's gonna bash it because. He feels about certain people. And he'll say something crazy and his followers may or may not. I don't know. I just want
especially if it does good.
It bothers me because of what he's doing with TikTok. Because if for instance Shang-Chi, which I think you guys are absolutely right, it's going to just the Chinese market's just going to eat that up. You're talking about you got a Chinese Canadian actor in there as Shang-Chi. As long as it's done
Marvel
accurate, the MCU accurate, because
they don't. He won't stay in the presidential reign. He'll jump into something and stir stuff up. And I don't want to see that happen.
We'll talk about that afterwards, because after all this, because I don't know how much in the public eye he's going to be after this. Okay, so let's get the last topic up here. Boom. Oh, see, this is something for
God, why did you put this on here? I don't know nothing about NASCAR.
I didn't say it. If you read it, it's not just about NASCAR. With NASCAR, basketball, baseball, NFL training camp starting back up, how important is sports to the world as far as overall mood and psyche? And I'm talking about in the current condition of things in the world. How important is it that we are seeing these games out? The NBA started, the NHL has started, the NFL, NASCAR started a few months ago, or a month or more ago. But all of this has started now. And we talked when this all first started about
That's a good question.
How the world was going to react to none of this being around. And I think we've seen it with protests and riots and things like that. And I know people are like, well, that's not about that. Actually, in a way, nobody had anything else to do. And that has a very big part of why we get a lot of this stuff right now, because people didn't have somewhere to go or somewhere to release their tension or keep their, attention. So I'm going to put this topic in there. Who would like to start this one first, guys?
I can go first, unless Nzo wants to.
No, go ahead, Danny.
All right, 3 minutes on the board, Danny, and your time starts now.
I think this is very ironic, and we gotta now, in some cases, give our children an apology. Because how many of us heard our kids say, "Dad, Mom, I'm bored. There's nothing to do, nothing to do, nothing to do." Now we are seeing how they feel, and a lot of people, adults, are saying, "Well, I'm bored." I hear that excuse all the time. I'm bored. There's nothing to do. I got to get out of the house. I'm about to go stir crazy. Well, now I guess you can see kind of sort of what your kids felt like. I personally am not stir crazy or bored or whatever, because I can find something to do, for as YouTube, for as reading a book, for as watching something on TV, just doing stuff. And my profession keeps me from being bored. So I'm not in that category, and I can tell you probably I'm not in that category, but some people are. I will say, however, that I'm happy to see basketball back on. I got tired of seeing NBA classics, games I've already seen. Now to see something fresh and something new. And last night I saw how Toronto beat up the Lakers. I don't know how the hell that happened, but it happened. But either way, I'm still happy to see that. I definitely think for those of us that like NASCAR, baseball, football, basketball, that this is a good thing. I just hope they can do it as safely as possible. I don't think NASCAR should have as much problem. It should be the least problematic out of all of them, because the driver is basically by himself in the car, and the most contact would be with the pit crew that I can tell. I don't know, but the other ones, not so much. And shit, you automatically social distancing on the baseball field, except when the runner's on the base or at the bat. But other than that, the players on the team are actually at a distance greater than what they tell you should be. So that could help in that. And I know in the dugout they could do that. I don't know. But basketball, they seem to be coping now. I see the benches; they're not sitting all together. They're all sitting 6 feet apart in different chairs. Football, that's going to be a horse of a different color. I don't know how they're going to do that, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. The fact that sports is coming back is a relief, but I'd be even more happy if these numbers start to go down and we start to get back to somewhat of a normal existence and living day to day, Sundays, Saturdays, those events. Because right now, it's concerning. So the fact that they started something, I'm happy for it. I don't want the players to get at any more risk than humanly possible. So to me is a good thing. So I'm glad that they're starting to come back, and I'm ready for more of it.
Okay, awesome. All right. Anzo, you're up.
Yes.
3 minutes on the board, and your time starts.
First, I'm gonna start by saying Raptors, baby. You know, I see Orville in the chat. She's like, "Don't talk about the Lakers loss," but yes, Raptors. Raptors going to the finals again. Let's do it. But as Danny was saying, I am happy that sports is back.
Oh, real quick, hold on. I'm going to pause this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So, how is the NBA doing this? Are the Lakers out?
No.
Okay, so it's a tournament like soccer was, wasn't it?
It's not a tournament now. They're just finishing out the season.
So, yeah,
okay.
The regular season, and then the playoffs are going to start.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. Now, when they were announcing that basketball was coming back, I was like, oh God, no, please. Because they're just going to give it, it's just like giving the championship to the Lakers, right? I had an issue with some players might not be going, teams might not be full strength, stuff like that. But so far, it's been fine. You know what I mean? A couple little fuck ups here and there, but it's been fine. So I'm sitting back and I'm actually watching basketball, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I really realized how much I missed it. You know what I mean? I don't want to see the Lakers win, but I missed basketball. So when football starts back up, I'm going to be just as happy as again. That means fantasy football starts up again. You know what I mean? It's going to be entertaining. You can only watch so much. You know what I mean? There's so much things like Danny was saying. You know, you're watching old games and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm pretty sure he watched nothing but Michael Jordan games. But that's probably why he was bored of it at that time. You know what I mean? So
I watched the Spurs and went to sleep every night.
Damn.
You know you enjoyed those games, bro. You know you enjoyed them. Watching Tim Duncan dominate, you know. But as he said, NASCAR shouldn't have an issue. NASCAR, Grand Prix, all those racing games, they shouldn't have an issue. Football, again, is going to be a little bit different. Maybe they can do some sort of bubble thing like they're doing with the NBA. I'm figuring that's what they would have to do because you can't be traveling from state to state, right? So unless the numbers start to go down, and even then you have to be careful. So does it change people's moods? Absolutely. Change my mood right away because now I'm like, okay, 4:00, Spurs and Grizzlies coming on. Let's get this game started, right?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely glad it's back. I really am. It's entertainment for us adults that love watching sports and competition and getting at least a sense of life coming back. You know, and we know it's not, but the fact that we got sports to take us away from everything that's going on right now, it's great. You know, when movie theaters open up, that's going to be another avenue as well. So the more stuff you give us, I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? People need to take precautions, wear their masks, sanitize, and everything other than that. But give us some sports. Let us enjoy watching some competition again. So I'm definitely down for that.
Indeed. All right. So 3 minutes on the board for myself. Yeah, NASCAR, they've had a few cases within
Ooh.
Good deal.
Scrody McBooger Balls. I love this guy. $50 super chat. Dude, thank you. I said, what in the butt? I said, what in the butt? Okay. I know who this is. I'm just not going to say, but I appreciate that so very much. You know who you are. Thank you so very much.
What is he putting in your butt, Chris?
Not that. No.
Yeah.
Anzo?
That's not some kind of payment, don't it, Anzo?
Yeah, it does. Right.
Okay, I'm going to start my time back up because I came at the wrong time. But let's do this. Okay, so NASCAR has had a couple cases. But again, no, it's pretty spread out. You're pretty good. Hey, Nandroid, what's going on? So the baseball's pretty much doing a really good job. They're putting them up in the lower sections of the stands and all that. And I think basketball's doing the same thing, kind of. I watched the Bucks and Rockets the other day. And it looks like normal sports. The only difference is like I thought with the NBA is that it's kind of weird because I've been in empty like college arenas and stuff, and it's crazy how it sounds. So that is kind of interesting, but I'm still able to watch it. They're still playing like it means something, which is good. It's good to see this. I'm watching baseball and it's the same thing. Yeah, they're pumping it in through the PA systems and stuff, crowd noise, when the home team hits a home run, all that stuff. They're letting people watch on, Zoom, and they're putting that up on the board. Okay, we're doing what we can, and it's great because sports are 100% about people's psyche. They need it and they want it. And it's just like a kid who doesn't get the video game time they want. Different level, but the thing is it's part of their everyday life. I honestly, God, when I started hearing they were stopping the tournament, the NCAA tournament and all that, the first thing I thought in my head is people are going to start to lose their shit because when all this stuff gets stopped, nobody is ready for that. Nobody knows what that's like because we've never had every sport that we know stop. The soccer tried it over in Europe and they had to stop it. All our sports got stopped. Baseball was trying the spring training. They had to stop. Everything stopped. So what do we have now? We have reruns of crap TV. We have our streaming services and we have news. And news right now is nothing anybody really wants to watch because it's all crap. And it's about this person says this about this person. And you got two sides going on about what's going on in the world of health right now. You got the people who are scientists and you got the idiots who don't know anything telling the scientists that they're wrong. I mean, so all of this was necessary because now that we have sports back, and as long as the Miami Marlins or whatever don't screw it up for everybody in baseball, and I think the NBA is pretty locked down. I know the NHL is pretty locked down. As long as these guys are able to just play and we're able to watch, guys, things are going to feel more normal than they have in a long time. And we're starting to see that.
Yep.
I mean, even my local news network that I watch all the time has a fucking 30-minute commercial or a 30-second commercial about sports is back. Like these sports guys on here are like going crazy. Like, oh my God, we can actually talk about real sports, not show this kid who threw a basketball over his house and made a swish in the backyard, which is what they were showing. It's like, what do we have for sports? So, okay. But yeah, I mean, and you guys are excited. I mean, I watch the NBA, I watch NFL, I watch, which hasn't really started, but baseball, I watch all that stuff. So, yeah, you can sit down in your chair at home and watch.
Absolutely. And it's like you said, like no new movies, you know what I mean? No new TV shows. I mean, we're lucky to have had Stargirl. At least that was finished before this shit happened and shit. So we got to see that, Yeah. But other than that, a couple of Netflix movies here and there, you know what I mean? They put some on video on demand. But other than that, we had absolutely nothing. So to be able to say, okay, what time does this game start? Sit down at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and watch some football or watch some basketball. I'm all down for that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I am too.
Is it? What? I mean, okay. So, like I've said, the riots, the protests, all of that stuff, all the political stuff going on, all of this that has been the only type of, dare I say, entertainment that we've had. This type of stuff, those people who are at those protests now who unfortunately don't have a job because their job either hasn't come back or they were told by their company, we can't afford to bring you back right now because we don't have enough business, whatever the deal is. Those people are out there because they didn't have anything else to do. I mean, let's be honest. I don't care if you're a protester. I don't care if you did riot. Whichever side of that you fall on, it is because they had nothing else to do. A lot of these guys are going to be able to go back and watch baseball now. A lot of these guys are going to be watching football. If you like soccer, you're going to watch soccer. Now you're going to be at home sitting down with a beer in air conditioning, hopefully, and watching this instead of
out on the
doing
streets.
Stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's exactly what I was telling people is we're going to lose control of the public population because these things aren't there. Remember, I don't go out all the time. I don't go do things. I don't go out to dinner a lot. I don't do any of that. But 2 months in, I was like, I think I might want something. I was like, oh wait, yeah, they're closed right now. I can't go do that. It's like
you don't really notice until it's taken away from you, man. You know what I mean? It's like when you have the opportunity every day to do something, you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna chill. And then you don't have that opportunity to, let's say, like go to a movie or go out to eat or something like that. It's like, holy shit, I got nothing to do.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna take this screen down, and we got about 9 minutes to talk about this or the other things we talked about. I don't care if you guys want to go, hey Sporking, what's going on? Great to see you in the chat. What would you like to talk about, guys? You want to keep on the sports coming back, or do you want to talk about more of the Marvel stuff? I mean, I don't care. It's
no, it doesn't matter, whichever.
Well, so since it's all kind of
related anyways,
let's talk about this. Shang-Chi, I think I just saw in the news, has officially started reshooting or shooting again. So that's a good sign. And now with the guy being a Canadian Asian actor, I'm wondering if they're shooting up in Canada, because Canada, I know, has been shooting for about a month now. Is it? I mean,
we've had shit going on for a while.
Yeah.
Now.
So let's talk about that in a way. Do most of these companies start saying, you know what, let's quarantine everybody, tell them they got to fly up there in one giant quarantine plane, and we're going to set up shop up there? Does Hollywood move north during this?
I think they might try. Our borders are still closed, so I'm not sure how they're like able to come here yet. But
I'm thinking they probably get special permits. Sometimes they get special permits or special visas whenever they throw some money at them. So I guarantee you,
exactly,
somebody's throwing some money at them.
No, you're probably right. And they come up here, they have to quarantine for 14 days and do their thing. But then once that's done, they can start shooting and stuff like that. And I'm like, our cases like aren't even close to you guys anymore. Like, really? Like, we're going down, down, down. Like, one day, the most we had in a day, new cases were like 120, 200 at the most, right? So, like, our cases are going down. So it's no problem. If you guys want to come up here and film your movies, film the movies up here. I mean, it helps our Canada, you know what I mean? It helps us up here as well. And it also helps America, because now they can get some movies out. Some theaters are open. So at least we can try and get these movies done so that when the theaters are open, you can get boom, movie after movie after movie. I mean, like, it's going to be crazy when everything opens up, how many movies we're going to have back to back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that.
I just see that Hollywood moving north is like right now the answer. You got a lot of movie studios up in Canada and Vancouver and places like that. All you got to do is move your main people up there, your directors, your writers, and say, we're going to build tent cities, build whatever, who cares? And we're going to be here until this stuff down there goes. Don't worry about when that movie is going to be able to be released. Right now, you've pushed so much back. Just don't worry about it. Get the movie shot. Get the Marvel TV series shot. Get all this stuff shot and done. And I'm surprised, SCTV is from Canada. I'm surprised that, and I don't know if they still do that up there, but I'm surprised Saturday Night Live cast hasn't been shipped up there and just start shooting up there. There's a lot of things that they can do right now, as long as you prove that you aren't a carrier, that they can go up there and start shooting. I mean, we could start getting new TV shows and stuff like that. That's the thing. And again, when you add it to sports coming back and all this other stuff coming back, you're adding extra stuff that keeps people occupied, which will help with the tension that's out on the streets or in our workplaces or in the government. It'll help release it. And you know what? Whether or not people want to admit it, Canada, by doing something like that, by saying, okay, it will open the borders to these people, these actors. And why are we doing it? Because entertainment's a part of the psyche, and that's going to help you guys out.
Gonna help you, gonna help us.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it just seems like a prudent way to do it. So, yeah.
Until Ordville will take her, but the rest of you guys can stay. we definitely don't want Chris. Chris ain't coming up here to Canada. No way.
I've been up there once before. When I was leaving, they said, "Okay, thank you, Mr. Knight. Have a good day.
Come back.
Please don't come back."
Yeah, I know.
I've been to Canada several times, and the times I've been, it was cold as hell.
It's been cool. I love Canada, though. Canada's a great country. Hey, Happy Dinosaur, how you doing? All right, so I don't know if I know that we talked about what was concerning us with the 3 movies: Shang-Chi, Thor: Love and Thunder, and the Eternals. Which one do you think is going to make the most money of those 3?
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Interesting.
I'm thinking if China gets behind it, Shang-Chi.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. Thor, for some reason, never has really had that formula of complete success. I'll go look and see here the Thor movies.
Thor gets women. Well, he got a lot of female because he's eye candy, but not so much as Jason Momoa. I'm telling you right now, Aquaman 2 will make $1 billion just on the strength of female fans alone. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
You know what? I can agree with that. The reason why I say Thor is because Ragnarok was loved by a lot of people. Like that movie is considered actually one of the best Thor movies. So it
made $853 million.
Right.
Taika Waititi is making this one too. So I pronounce his name.
Dark World made $644 million. The first Thor made $449.
Damn. The second was better than the first one?
Yeah. And then there's only the 3, right?
It's only 3. Only 3 Thor movies.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So they've gone up each time, and love him or hate him, Taika Waititi
he's hot now.
Yeah, he is. Hey, Thomas, what's going on? Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. But Taika Waititi, though, love him or hate him, he had something with Ragnarok, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important that
you took a lot of the storyline from I don't mean to interrupt, just Chris, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
From World War Hulk.
World War Hulk, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
That helped too.
Well, we had Beta Ray Bill in that in Ragnarok as a Easter egg. And we had a few others in there. And I think, honest to God, I think that if people were to get wind that Beta Ray Bill may be in this movie for just a mere split second, like if this movie goes out and we don't know anything about it really, and then somebody says, man, in credits, you see Beta Ray Bill, people are going to go. Because people want Beta Ray Bill right now. And they I don't know why they haven't introduced him yet, but if you're wanting to wait.
I don't think I would have done Christian Bale as the god. I can't think of the character he's playing.
Yeah.
The God Killer or something.
Yeah, hold on.
I would have had him as Beta Ray Bill. If they'd had him as Beta Ray Bill in there, that movie would definitely make $1 billion easy.
Yeah. He's playing
something, the God Killer.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, God Killers.
I'm just looking for his name. Dario Agger.
Okay.
He's known as villain the Minotaur.
No, that ain't it.
Well, that's what this one. This was I don't know how long ago. Let's see here.
It's something that God Killer
this year. Well, let's see here.
We know how Chris is when it comes to researching information anyways, Danny. So
I'm just reading what I found. Come on. Here, I'm going to look it up on see what IMDb has it as.
God is Gore the God Butcher.
Okay. So they may have changed his name.
No, you just don't know how to do your research, Mr. Gray.
What are you talking about? I type in a question and I look through it and I see what I can find. Mr.
Gray Jedi.
This at least. Hey,
is Gore the God
on that? I'll find the people to come on here and talk to you about it, and I'll invite Robert on. Don't start.
We'll put that on the wheel next time.
Okay.
Yeah, we will put that on the wheel. Hugh Jackman as Beta Ray Bill.
Mm.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's going to come back to. I don't know if he's going to come back to comic book movies.
I could see. What's the guy that plays in Transporter?
Jason Statham.
Oh yeah,
I could see that too.
Mm-hmm. How about that? How about a superhero or superhero character, I guess, in Marvel Universe that we have not seen yet? Which one do you want? Which one's the one you want the most?
That's Namor, of course.
Okay, Namor.
Mr. Sinister.
Mr. Sinister.
He's another one.
I
I want to see a Doom done correctly.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I heard Doom might be coming in one of these soon.
I hope he does. I mean, we're gonna get a Fantastic Four. We're gonna get an X-Men, right? So you don't need to you can sprinkle them in certain movies, like maybe have Storm in Black Panther. You know what I mean? Something like that. Rogue in Captain Marvel 2 shows how he gets that power. So I think you could sprinkle them out and then do an X-Men movie. That would be good.
They're talking about possibly having him as the next possible, Infinity War threat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff's been being talked about lately about it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things. You see, with Fantastic Four, you can put them in easy. With the X-Men, you're going to have to probably do a multiverse type of thing to explain how they get into the universe, because you can't just all of a sudden, boom, mutants exist, so.
Yeah. Hold on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, let me get the right link for you, Danny. I guess I have the wrong link in there. I gotta check that out. Dr. Doom and Fantastic Four. So let's talk about Fantastic Four. Do you think that Kevin Feige and the rest of the Marvel group are going to be able to do Fantastic Four like nobody else has been able to yet?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely. I have faith in them.
Okay.
I have faith in them.
Danny, what do you think?
Kevin Feige has not given me any reason to believe that he is not to be trusted. So I think they'll figure it out. And I think that this crisis has given them even more time than they normally would have. So the silver lining to this crisis is that it's going to give them more time to get the stuff straight, to fill any plot holes, to make any adjustments to CGI, to add anything, delete anything. I think this right here is the buffer that they needed to shore up whatever they got.
And I also think that they're going to do X-Men better than we've seen X-Men 2. I don't see them getting those properties wrong. Which
is really kind of one of those things I've been mulling over is the fact that I think the first X-Men movie is really good. I think the second one was. I think the First Class one was done pretty good.
First Class and Days of Future Past
are the best. Yeah,
those four, the 1 and 2, and then the Future Past and First Class. Well,
ain't so much happier on 2.
Well,
me neither. Other than the Nightcrawler thing at the beginning, 2 was just like meh to me.
Okay,
but the best one is Logan. If you're going to qualify that.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah, but
me too.
Logan was good. I just think that watching those and thinking about how the MCU will take it, I think it will be very good. It's just really kind of wow to think about it. Because I think, one, they're not going to limit themselves to the small ensemble cast. There's going to be enough placement of enough of the mutants. Because, I mean, when you talk about the X-Men, you're talking about a much, much larger group than even you saw in Days of Future Past and some of the other ones. It's like, you got infinite amounts there, and that's why I don't necessarily disagree with people who say the MCU won't be where they're going to be. They're still going to be under the Fox property, but the MCU team will work on it.
Well, because they can make their own X-Men universe.
That's
you know
what I'm
I mean?
saying.
With all the characters they have, like, they can do their own X-Men universe. So,
and you can still bring them over to the MCU occasionally, just one or two of them, and explore those storylines. Let's talk about the Eternals really quick. I kind of think that the Eternals are going to be, like I said, the Guardians of the Galaxy of this group of films, where most people don't really know them. And if they do it where that movie's pretty tight, pretty awesome, I think we're going to find a lot of people are going to like it more than they're going to hate it.
yeah, I can agree with that.
I don't even have a problem with it because they can make a tree cool and then make a raccoon cool. Then human beings should be a piece of cake.
Should be.
Except you didn't think they were cool, Danny. You didn't like them.
I don't. I can deal with the raccoon, but Groot, I think that's the dumbest damn character.
I am Groot.
Sucker don't say nothing but the same shit 3 different ways. And
that's the point of it.
You know?
The fact that they got The Rock, right?
No, Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Oh, that's right, Vin Diesel. The fact that they got him, boy, that must have been the easiest paycheck in the world. So
I ain't lying. Man, he could damn to be laying in bed saying that shit. I am Groot.
Hey, they need you to reshoot they need you to redub this scene. Okay, give me a microphone. I am Groot.
I am Groot.
If I was unless it had an insane amount of zeros, I would be pissed off. They're gonna pick me out of all the people to say 3 words a whole damn.
Think about how Star Wars is. You've got tons of actors and that want to be part of. No, I'm talking about you got tons of actors and actresses who beg to be put on in Star Wars. So they're a stormtrooper here, they're the guard here, they're this person, they're that person. They just throw them in, and you never know it until after they say, "Yeah, I was this one."
Chris,
Daniel Craig.
Hunger can motivate you to do a lot of stupid stuff.
Well, a lot of these people have done it for free.
Oh,
I'm just saying that they just want to be a part of it. What if
I ain't be in a hot ass desert, hot ass suit for free? No.
Well, Daniel Craig was the stormtrooper that Rey did the Jedi mind trick on.
Yeah, he fool.
Really? Why?
Did he get paid, or he did it for free?
I don't know. I'm sure he got paid. But Samuel Jackson was willing to do it for free. He was like, just give me an alien. I don't care.
Yeah.
He fool. He got enough money. I ain't got enough money. If I go in there, I'll be just like him. I want an orange doggone lightsaber. I want to stand out.
You want an orange one?
Give me an orange one.
Can I tell you the story about what's on the bottom of it, what it says on the hilt of that lightsaber?
I'm the shit, probably. These motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, it says badass motherfucker.
Yeah, badass.
He insisted that when he had it, that they put it on there, and I think they may have done it during the filming, but I know George Lucas. I don't remember the whole story.
No, he actually kept his lightsaber.
Yeah,
and like you said, I don't know if he had it before the movie, but after the movie, that's what he has on it.
That would be the one thing I want to keep if I was on Star Wars. If I don't want nothing but lightsaber. Give me that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Hold on, I'm looking at this real quick and see if I can find it.
I wouldn't mind seeing a story on him coming up. Mace Windu. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. All right, here you go. Let's do this. It's not very long, and let's see here. We'll watch this real quick, and it's funny. Oh wait, I got it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the Graham something show, ain't it?
Graham Norton.
Yeah,
Graham Norton. All right, so here we go, guys.
Lightsaber being a different color. Is that
Can you
story
hear
true? That
the purple lightsaber?
Yeah.
When I first got that job, I didn't know what I was going to do. When I said I wanted to be in Star Wars, George invited me over to the ranch. I got over and told him, look, I just want to be in the movie. I'll be a stormtrooper. You can put me in one of those white suits. Let me run across the screen. Nobody needs to know that but me. And I'll be happy. He's like, no, we'll figure out something. I got over here and he made me a Jedi. And I was pleased. I did some scenes with Yoda and I did some scenes with Liam, and everything was great. And then I came back the next year. I was like, okay, he didn't kill me off. And there's we had this big arena fight scene with all these Jedi in there fighting or whatever. And I was like, well, shit, I want to be able to find myself in this big old scene. So I said to George, you think maybe I can get a purple lightsaber? And he's like, lightsabers are green or lightsabers are red. Yeah, but I want a purple one. You know? I'm like the second baddest Jedi in the universe next to Yoda. He said, let me think about it. And when I came back to do reshoots, he said, I'm going to show you something. It's already causing a shitstorm online. And he had the purple lightsaber. And I was like, yeah. So I could find myself in that big fight scene in the middle of that, there's like 300 lightsabers in there. There I am right there.
I love that it's just talk like they're real things.
They make the purple one now.
Oh, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, they make it. Oh, hang on.
Wow. There you go. That's the expensive one.
Awesome.
No, there's nothing to do with it. It just, what?
Well, there's a couple things you can do with it. And one of them would be give it to me. That's someone in the office would be.
Can I just say, someone in the office is
someone in the office is gonna be really pissed.
There you go.
I'll touch it. It'll be worth more.
How's it feel?
You know who would love this?
My son?
Oh, if you hit it, it
No,
does
but-
things.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like a battle ready one.
If my son had that, I would be decapitated.
He does.
No.
I have the real one at home that has bad motherfucker right here.
Right there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You look good. See, she's auditioning.
I'm
She's
telling you.
auditioning.
Job is in.
It's like going up for bat. Isn't it?
Well, Sandra Bullock look good.
Oh, yeah.
This gives you power.
Yeah, you look good with it.
I feel good.
Don't touch that part.
Oh, you don't touch that?
No.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It just went off in your hand.
Yeah, but that's the story behind it. He has the hilt there that says, I thought it said badass motherfucker, but maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But with that said, guys, with a little bit of a outro like that, why don't you tell everybody about yourself again? Start with Danny this time. Danny, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
I am Danny. Comment Chat is my station you can find me at on YouTube. I have several shows that you can find me at on Monday nights, tomorrow night. Or we are doing top 5 duos, music duos of any generation. So if you want to come on and catch that, that's going to be pretty interesting because it's going to be any genre of music. So I don't know who this is going to be. I got to sit down and think of mine now. Then on Tuesday night, you can catch us on Nzo's show, The Chaotic List, where we talking stuff like this, what we did today. Then on Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch us at Square One, where we talk strictly sports, NBA, NFL, some boxing. We talked boxing yesterday, Mike Tyson fight coming up. Definitely want to see that. And then on Sundays, we do this show at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Nzo, myself, John, and Terrence, we do a show called Equilibrium, where we mainly discuss Stargirl and other topics that come across our travels during that week. So if you can't catch them all, please try and catch one. Please subscribe. I just recently was monetized, so any love you want to throw that way, I would appreciate it. I'm going to do a monetization stream here in the next few days. I'm just going to figure out a time and date. Please support me if you can on that. But other than that, thank you for coming to our show and supporting us. We appreciate it. And that's it.
All right. Then next up, Nzo, tell everybody about yourself, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Right. More or less of what Danny said. I'm definitely looking forward to his monetization stream. Hopefully, if he wants anybody on it, I will definitely be on there to support him. Other than that, you guys notify me, Biggaford Entertainment. I appreciate the new subs that I got, so thank you for that. If you're not doing anything in about 40 minutes, come check out Equilibrium. You guys will laugh your asses off. Trust me.
Indeed. 3 hours of pure craziness.
If you don't even know.
No, I know. That's the thing.
I'm going to get my mind ready for that.
You know?
Yeah, the fact that you got, I mean, how many times has John been put in the Phantom Zone now?
A lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
You guys should just call it
He's
John.
probably putting it in there. He's probably gonna say something crazy.
Well,
Yep.
you guys should call it the Phantom Zone, presented by John. Or, like he sponsors that thing. I mean, that's like his home.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I am Chris Knight. You've been watching The Real Review 3000 and over on Chaos Central 2. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to Chaos Central, please do me a huge favor because we're trying to get that we're trying to get up to 100 subscribers over there so we can start using our vanity title, make things a little easier on us when we're pimping ourselves out. This is the link that I just put in the chat. If Tommy hasn't already, I'm pretty sure he has. Please go over there, subscribe to Chaos Central so we can get that that up to 100 subscribers so we can also get our vanity title. With that said, guys, I am Chris Knight. You've been watching Chaos Central and The Real Review 3000. Everybody say goodbye.
Peace.